everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Aziza, aka Gourmet Pens, Gourmet Pens. We are looking at pens. They are gourmet pens because they are fountain pens. Sorry. These were sent to me by Gioia, and I also received one from Appelboom, which is on loan, and so I want to share them with you. They're very pretty. They actually look much prettier in person, as is the case with most like acrylics, but they're very pretty, and I'm gonna show you some of the stuff about them. So first up, let me show you the pens. Let's put one up here and one down here so we can do this. It's like a tag team event, except that I can only look in one place at the same time. I mean, one place at a time. Look how nice this blue looks. I'm staring at the pen because it looks really good. And then there is this one, which is like more muted, tame. So let me just show you the packaging so we can get the packaging out of the way and then talk about the pen. Now, I am going to just say it. I don't like the packaging. You might have seen why. Because it has, first of all, it's cool. It's got these like acrylic plates, which would be really cool to take pictures on. And then the pen is just in a foam like bed, that's fine. And it looks like an hourglass, but it's foam and it's a lot of foam. However, it's secure. The downside is that the packaging, like the lid, is held in place by these elastics. And I have two boxes here, and both of these broke. They arrived with one broken, and one of these, this one has, it's not broken, it's just like come out of its thing. And I mean, like, you can't get under there because this is glued onto the base, so I like the idea because it's very secure with the foam, like your pen's not going to get squished. But now I've got like all these dangly things, and I just don't care for all the dangly things. However, here is the little thingy it comes with. It just tells you about your pen. And if we want to read a second, Alleria is the first fountain pen in the world produced by Gioia Pen with an innovative technical construction system. The effect obtained is amazing in terms of brilliance and body protection. It uses a piston filler, and this says it has a highly flexible nib, but obviously that is not the model that I received. I have just a regular nib, just a steel Jobo nib. And chromatic differences can be the result of working process. Okay, that makes sense. So there might be variation in the material, which is pretty normal in acrylics. And other than that, they talk a bit about their manufacturing and their story. And they're made in Italy with a Neapolitan heart. Rediscover the sensations of putting your ideas, feelings, and memories on paper. Let's go back to the essentials of writing with an instrument made with Neapolitan knowledge and passion, and let's rediscover the joy of expression. All of that is very cute. It makes me think of Neapolitan ice cream, which makes me hungry. And the Gioia Pen Italia was born in Naples from an idea of Mr. Fabio Servasio. It is a collaboration of great master craftsmen with over 20 years of experience in the field of pen production. And there's more details, but I want to show you the pens. There's a couple different models and a couple different finishes. What I have here, these are both the Alleria. This is the, wait, it's on the box. I know what the blue one is. It is the Tramonto Sand, and it has like a sandy, pebbly body and a matte black cap and section and piston turning knob. I'm very proud of myself for this one. This one is the Mare Chiaro. I actually looked that up and like listened to it over and over so I could say it properly. And it has a beautiful pearlescent, like chatoyant, deep body, which makes sense, Mare Chiaro. And both of them, I have broad steel nibs on both. just to give you an idea, the price at Appelboom is $156 US. You can use my discount code and get 10% off, just saying. So let's get down to business and look at the pen details. They are both ᵐᵉᵒévཪ, so they are the same model, and they are pretty big pens. Like, that's a pretty large pen. So I wouldn't say it's oversized, but it's definitely a big pen. Like, it's full size for sure. Depending on what you consider oversized, it actually might be oversized. Like, I'll show you next to a 149, but it's pretty big. So they both have the same clip design. They're nice and springy. I actually really like them. Center bands, there's a lot of trim, but I think the trim suits the design, so I'm okay with that. Piston turning knob, and they are engraved with Gioia Alleria. And this one is too. It's not as easy to see because of the material color. But if I bring the pens up closer, I just want to show you, just so you can see the depth. So the blue one in pictures, I was like, oh, that's going to be pretty. But in person, it's much, much prettier in person. And the ᵐᵉᵒév� is more like subtle, elegant, maybe? Uncapped. It has the threads at the beginning of the section. So actually, all of this is quite smooth and quite comfortable. So as you can see, it's a full-size pen. It can be posted. Once posted, obviously it's ridiculous. That's the balance of the posted. I mean, if you have really big hands, you might like that. And so balance-wise, it's very comfortable. I don't need to do both because they're the same thing. I'm gonna write with both, but I do like them. Just so you know, the matte black shows fingerprints and grease pretty easily. If that is something that bothers you, you can wipe it off, but it does show marks. And I think in terms of longevity of the body, the blue one just like hides everything better. So it's totally up to you, but the sandy material hides better than the blue, but the offset is the black. So keep them in cases and it'll be fine. I mean, it's the same as pretty much all of our pens. And let's just do a quick size comparison, just so you can see what I've got here. They are, as I said, they're full-size pens. We have a 149, a 146, both the Gioia pens, an Aurora 88, a Leonardo Momento Zero, and I have a Sailor Pro Gear here. I'm sure I could show you more pen options. I just wanted to show you that it's a big pen. It's a full-size pen. So if we really compare it to the 149, uncapped, it's still longer than the 149 is. So, you know, just keep that in mind if you are looking for one. If you're looking for one and you just are worried about the size of it, they're big. They're not super heavy because they are acrylic, but they're big. Now, as I said, they are piston fillers, so they have been filled via piston. Now, let us write. Let us write words. I will tell you this, I've had these inked with the same inks for months, and I haven't washed them, and I had them stored upright, and they dried out a little at the nib, but a couple licks of the nib or like dips in water got the ink flowing again, and the ink in the barrel didn't dry out, so it just dried up on the nib. And that's really good to know because it lasts pretty long, and it's not like if you forget to clean it before it sits or something, it's not going to be horrible to clean. But it is a piston, so keep that in mind if you hate pistons or if you hate cleaning pistons. Decent ink capacity, so pretty. So let's do the Gioia Alleria. This is a silver trim. Mare Chiaro. Oh, feel so fancy saying that. This is a steel broad Jowo nib, what you would expect from Jowo. It's a good writer. It's smooth, it's wet, it's a really nice broad. Not really, I mean, it's not a flex nib as that paper said, but you can squeeze out some wetness with a bit of pressure. It's actually not a gusher, which is kind of nice for those of you who like broad nibs and then the ink actually dries on the page. I don't know why you'd want that, but you know, whatever. And the ink is Mont Blanc Blue Planet. I thought it would kind of match. I probably should have put in like an, I don't know, Blue Mare or something from ᵐᵉᵒév֣. Let's pretend I never said that. Okay, this one we have, this is the Tramonto, same pen, I'm sorry, same model of the Alleria. This one is, I actually found this one a tiny bit wetter, but I mean, I wouldn't say one is really dry or anything like that. And this ink is Mont Blanc Toffee Brown. So let's just do this. I'll just write for a second. I'm going to use the blue because I like how the non-matte section feels better. Neither of them are slippery. I just like the, I don't know, it's less textured, so it just feels nice in my grip. So let's do this. Hello, jello. What I can say is, if you like larger pens and you're okay with piston fillers, I mean, it's $156 US for a piston filler. Often we are looking at like custom pens or like entry level into the custom pen world, which are usually like around like 160-ish. And they're often cartridge converter or eyedropper. It's a piston filler. So, I mean, that's actually pretty awesome for the price. And aside from the packaging that I don't really care about, the experience with the pens has been quite lovely. They're very beautiful. They're quite comfortable. And, I mean, I just don't really have anything to complain about in terms of the pen itself. They function well. They perform well. They didn't dry out. They're really comfy. 7 Wiley Panting. Oops, fruit fly. Sorry, I hit the tripod there. So I'm pretty happy with them, especially considering the price. I think if the price was higher, they wouldn't be as appealing. But at this price, I'm pretty pleased with the options that you get. You get extra fine, fine, medium, and broad and stub. And if you get it from Appelboom, you can get the tuning from Annabelle on the way out the door. And so I think it's a great option to look at if you like larger pens and piston fillers. So let's move to some boogie angle, and then we'll be right back. Alrighty, what is a boogie angle? Who knows? All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Thank you to Gioia Pen and Appelboom for sending these over so I can review them. I really have enjoyed them. And I'm going to sign out. I am Gourmet Pens. You could find me on the socials. And if you really love what I do, which I hope you do, you can find me on Patreon. And that's all. I hope you all have a fabulous day wherever you may be hailing from. Let me know what you think of the pens. I am curious, and really I'd like to see more colors. So if you have color suggestions with names that are cool, please share them below. And you know the deal. Please like and subscribe. I love you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye. Usually I do this with the sideways camera. Today we're doing it with this camera.